Hey guys, this video should help you all out with the homework from last night that is due on Friday. What I'm going to do is problem number 2, and I'm going to do a little explanation for what problem 4 is asking for. The mean amount of that households spent on groceries per week in a neighborhood was $266. That's important. If the amounts are normally distributed, there's our clue to use our bell curve, and the standard deviation of amounts spent is $34. Determine what percent of the households spent more than $300 per week. All right, so the only way we're going to be able to do this to find a percentage is to use our z-score table. But we can't use the table unless we know the z-score. So the first thing we need to do is find the z-score of these houses. $300. So if you spent $300, what would your z-score be? In order to figure that out, we're going to calculate it by taking whatever the number is. In this case, it's going to be 300, subtracting the mean, and dividing all of that by whatever the standard deviation is. So our number that we're going to use is 300. We want to know about 300. Minus the mean, which is 266, divided by a standard deviation of $34. And when you do that, you should end up with 0.97 as a z-score. All right, that's very useful. It's not the end of our problem though. What we want to know now is if you score a 0.97 on this z-score, if you're 0.97 away from the mean, what does that mean for you in terms of what percent of people spend less than you? That's what we're going to figure out. And the only way for us to figure that out is to use this table. So let me move it so that it's in a space we can use it. All right, we'll take a look at this is a good spot for it. All right, let's take a look at this table. We're looking for 0.97. So 0.97 is going to be, here's 0.9, 0.9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 0.97. So if you got a 0.97 as your z-score, you scored higher or spent more money on groceries in this case than 0.8340 or 83.4% of the people. All right. So we're going to take that number, that 83.4%, and think about what the question is asking us. It's saying what percent of households spent more than 300% per week. Well, this is the percent of households that spent less. So if we want to find out how many spent more, we'll just take that number and subtract it from 100. And when you do 100 minus 83.4, you get 16.6% of the households in the survey. All right, so that's an example of how to use that table. That table is pretty useful for this kind of stuff. So the next two problems also practice that same skill. I wanted to make sure that you understand this term here. The percentile is just the number that represents how many people were lower on the bell curve than that number. So in this problem, we're wondering what percentile is John at with an $80,000 salary. So what you want to know is how many people does John earn more money than? What percent of people does John earn more money than? That's what we're asking for in that problem. Okay? So that should be helpful for you guys. Hopefully you're able to do the homework, and I'll post a video for the notes for tomorrow as well, or for today. Okay? Good luck. I'll see you guys tomorrow.